Hi, today we're going to start our backend part. The backend part for main stack, Node.js and Express.js, MongoDB. Here comes, we're going to start with Node.js. After we're gonna dive into Express, some basic. After Node.js, in the final, after 1 hour, we're going to make a project based on this backend part, just simple form. When you're entering some details in the front end part, it's going to operate in the back end MongoDB. And for that, first of all, we have to download Node.js for the both and React.js. If you want to write practice React.js, you have to download Node.js. And now if you want to develop APIs, you have to download the Node.js. Mm, And after downloading the Node.js, what Node.js is going to do is it's going to create a runtime environment. Till now, we have run our script in browser, but now it's going to create a runtime environment in our system, local system. Let's see after downloading command prompt. Node. I have just typed in Node. Welcome to Node.js version 22.1. It's gave some version which I have downloaded. If not, it's going to return some error. Yes, you have not downloaded Node.js. You have to download it like that. After downloading, just check it's going return the value version or not. I'm just console.log Node.js. Here I got an hello Node.js. Okay. Mm, like that we can run our script language JavaScript in our local system. After I'm going to create a project. I created a new folder backend. In that folder, I'm creating a file. Mm, Before the first topic is export and import. We have to learn how to export any function or a method or a value or any variable from one file to another file, and how to import the value or function from one file to another file. For that, I'm just let's see. Mm, Test job is here console.log hello node.js. Now what I do is view terminal. Here I will write in JavaScript code console.log hello node.js. I'm going to run this. If I want to run npm start, it's going to throw some error. In the React.js, we have just started our project by just entering npm start, but in the Node.js, in the backend, we have to mention like node and which file we want to run test.js. Here we go. Recognize. We have to mention node before the file name which we want to run. After I'm writing a function. Um, function and two parameters. This function is going to accept two parameters. Return a plus b. Okay. Now module dot export equals to This is how we are going to export our function to another file. Module.exports equals to the function name. After I'm going to create another file to import, and now I'm going to use some.js variable name let add required file direction. In the Node.js, we have just import and downloaded like this for exporting deep export default and function name. For import, there will be like import the file name. It's enough. But in the backend Node.js, we have to mention like module.exports equals to the function name or a variable name. And if I want to use the function add here in the sum, I have to mention the data type let and add the function I want to get from the test.js. This is required. In the required, we have to mention the path. We have to mention the path where the add is. Mention the path which we want to get the function. Now console.log add 10 comma 10 9 7 comma 7 tell of the reason. Okay, I have saved. Node. I want to run some.js. Got 14. This is how we are going to import and export. Why? Because when we are making some APIs, this import and export is very important to understand in a complex project or very big project. We have to keep an eye on import and export. So we are going to export and import module that exports equals to add. Add is the function name which I have written here, and some here in some.js we have just imported by using the keyword required. Required. In required we have to mention the path, and we are accessing here. So we are going to import and export. And also there is another way to export the function. How to like comment this module dot exports equals to the function save and run. This is the second way, same way before. So we are adding a function here. Same, both the same. And now we are going to discuss some file system which we are not going to use more, but we have to know the test. We just let FS stand for file system, and file. This is built-in modules. This is built-in module, and I'm using this adding txt text dot txt text. and writing here just fs dot read file, and this you have to mention the path like text.txt and you here fs we are using the fs dot there is an function like read file. If you want to read this txt file, rename text file, I have to mention the direction here ut the format for the string way, and it's going to return error and data. If error console else console data, what we have done is we have imported the predefined module fs, and this fs is used for file systems. Like if you want to read the file, if you want to write the file, if you want to update the file, we will use this fs. In the fs I have used read file to read this txt file, and I have mentioned the path and in the string way I am going to convert this the data coming from the um, this txt. I want it in not binary, I want it like string format. That's why I have mentioned utf-8, and it's going to return to one error and data. In the first round it's going to error going to return the error, and in the second it's going to return the data. So if there is any error, I'm going to console it, else I'm going to console the data. Saving it. Node Node.js. I have written nothing, that's why it's not displaying anything here. So hello Node.js. Saving it. Saving this also. Saving the file before running, it's very important. So we got the output here, hello Node.js, and same like if we want to append, there is a function method like append file, which is used for we already written here the hello Node.js. We want to update or not update. If we want to add something to the text before text, uh, here will come three parameters by both attachment. Test Now it's added hello Node.js by month. Before it will be like hello Node.js, but by using append file, append means this appending the file like what we are giving here in the parameter number 2 is going to add to the before text by month. It's going to add it. If you want to delete, you can use delete function, delete method. And if you want to update, same like update. If you want to write file, you can also write um, same here, write file, write file. Just see here, and in the write file method, and there are three parameters. Like one is the path to the file which we want to write, and second one is the text we want to add in it. Node.js mode, and third one is in which format. By default, it's going to come like numbers, byte code, or in any format. So I'm just giving the parameters like UTF-8. Just give me the output data in string so we can understand. Now this will have nothing text.txt. I have used write file. I have entered some text here. It's going to add there. Sorry. Before we don't have any text in the text.txt. After using the write file, we have added some text there. These are the file systems, and now we are going to discuss about a basic HTTP module. It's very basic. We are not going to use this. We are going to use Express for API development. But by predefined, there is an HTTP method you can just use the basic level before diving into the Express. HTTP equals to require HTTP. After assigning this HTTP to an variable, assigning this HTTP to a variable server, HTTP dot create server. So after creating the server, it's going to have two parameters like request and so I'm using server dot listen port number. I want to run this server at the port number 4000. In default, it's going to run in 3000. If you run your React.js or any project app, it's going to run the localhost 3000. But we can mention here in which port number we want to run our server. So I have mentioned here 4000. First start write hello Node.js and keep using hello Node.js. Right. because there is no other words coming out. Submit. You can also mention here an callback function like console.log port running on 4000. We came to know like let's see, saving it. Touch.js. This is the use of callback function right here. We have mentioned a callback function in the server.region. When it's triggering, it's going to run this console.log port running on 4000. Then we can know that this port is working, like it's running. And let's see, localhost 4000. And now here we have to enter dot. Now it's going to work. Node test.js. So now it's going to run. Like before, I have not used the end, like rest.end. We have to end this response. This is how the basic server looks like. That looks like HTTP. I have created on the port number 4000. If you give here 5000 or 6000, it's going to change same. Your server will be running on that port number. If you have multiple servers, you can run on different port numbers. Like you will be no confusion. There is no collapsing. This is the basic Node.js. Node.js. There is a request here. This request is used to when we are entering, for example, when we are entering in the form submission, name and mobile number and email ID, which is going to add it to this request argument, request parameter. Like if you destructure the property name, we can just destructure the properties from request or body. All are going to store here. Like let's see. This is Node.js, and we are going to dive into the Express.js. Express.js is a framework like we have HTTP and FS and some other built-in modules. Now we are going to use Express. It's a open source. There is a open source modules available in the browser like in Express. We can use the modules. I'm gonna play this, deleting the files, settle them. Separating this. Now I'm going to start Express with this. I'm creating a folder server. In server. Let's see, open the terminal, then cd server. I have directed to the server, means the files which I'm downloading, it's going to add it to server. pm init, enter. If you want to enter something, you can just fill up this. Okay, now we have some package JSON. After we are installing Express npm install Express. Now we got some node modules, so we can use. Just see, the server. I'm creating an extra file like server, the main file. So I'm going to create an HTTP port. Just see, server, let express equals to require express. We have to after importing the express, we have to assign to a variable. Just see, app. I'm taking variable in the app. I'm assigning this express function to the app after importing, like app.listen 5000 this time. Callback function for knowing our port is running on this port number. Console log port running on 5000, so we can get to know like our port is running on right 5000. Okay, I'm going to create an API, basic API, get API, and in this first parameter we have to mention the see request bus send hello express JS. Okay, now I'm using this app.get, and I have mentioned the path like // path and request and res. Res is for sending some response to the client, and request is for we will come to know how we are going to use. For now, I'm using this res.send. When then the user is entering port number 5000 and a path like slash, I have to send this hello express.js and port number 5000 the forward slash. So I have not run it. Now Node.js port running on 5000. Now yeah, we got the output hello express.js. So if I put here the get data, saving it, server.js running after 1000. You will not get any um, response here. Why? Because we have changed the path forward slash to get data. Now we will get the response. I think now you understand like what is the how the parameter works in here. Now I'm gonna show you how request is used. Okay. Let's see. Same before in the React.js class, we have used in the dynamic routing. We have used like scaling and data class city. Let destructuring this city from request dot params and hello and, using dollar city node server or JS running that city hello data. So in the URL I have mentioned here like in the AP development and the server file I have mentioned like this. And I have destructured this city. I have gave this variable city. So I have given a city, whichever value we are giving after the get data, it's going to assign to the city, and the city will be stored in a request params like params, and we are destructuring the city here, and we are displaying it here. We are sending the response with the name with the city name. So if I enter Srikakulam, it's going to show hello Srikakulam. You can also test this URL in Postman API. I have to select here the method like get or post or put and delete. Got the response here hello Srikakulam. Every time there is an important module like there is important package. NPM, stands for Node Package Manager. Like there is an important package like it's called Node1, which is used to like when we are making some changes in server.js. Every time we are uh, exiting the command and running every time after making some changes. So to avoid that, and we are using this Node1 like npm install Node1. I'm installing this Node1. See here, you can confirm by seeing here Node1. I have downloaded this is the dependencies. We can see which packages we have downloaded. Like if we have downloaded successfully Node1, Right. After go to package.json in scripts, just give start mm, node server.js. Save it, save this file, and then start. After this small project, you will get to know how we are using this um, parameter like request parameter for a form submission. Like see, I'm mentioning here user data name and like name mobile. Restructuring this two variables from the request name and mobile form, sending this to data has a response. Like name and mobile number. Now I'm going to open this user data. This is a user data and more with mobile number 7655. I think I have not user data and mobile. Now I have entered the name, mm, the mobile number here. Well, it is updated here. Just see this it's updated here. This is how form works, the basic form. After we can just um, update this data into our MongoDB database. Now in this uh, 10 minutes, we are going to discuss the MongoDB like basics, which we need to know before doing the authentication authorization and putting some data in database. See, this is the MongoDB cluster. You have to make this before. These are the database in my cluster currently I am having. Open the MongoDB shell and show previous showDB is a command is used for getting the database which are available in the cluster. I have entered the show database and written me the all database available in the cluster. And if I want to use this test database, I can just mention here use test already on test database. So okay, now if I type db, it's going to return the database which we are currently working on it. If I want to create a collection, this is how we can just create a database. If you want to delete, we can just say it here, delete it here, or we can just now we're going to create a new database. Let's see, use um, node, like node. The use node use command is used for the both creating the database, and if you want to switch the database, you can just use the use command and the database name. If you want to create a new database, you can just use like use the database name. If it if it's, it's going to adjust the if it already exists the database is going to switch to the database. If not, it's going to create the new database which I have given. Okay, now if you want to we're done with database. If you want to create and collections into the database, you can just enter like db. db means which we have typed previously db which is going to return, and db we are working with like db dot create collection. I have to mention the name. Here I give in the test I have give the student collection. You can just give here express, not express, organization. Data. Okay, one is created. Professional. We got the node here, and this is the collection we have just mentioned created. Collection is nothing but a um, collection of documents is called and collection. Same like in the SQL table. A table contains multiple rows and columns is called table. Same like here, we will, in the MongoDB, we will have an there will be no tables and columns. We will have an object JSON format like JavaScript object notation. Um, it's called a document. A multiple documents is called a collection. Right? We got a collection. We have nothing right now, and if you want to add some data in it, I can just db dot the collection name. The collection we have given here organization data dot insert one insert name Krishna. Role number 7. Um, Now I want to add some data in organization data. So I have created a command like db.organization data dot insert one. In the insert data, insert data, we can like insert one document or multiple document, or we can just use insert. I'm using insert one document. Okay, here we got true means about the we have added the document in organization data. If you want to view, just view the dot organization find about the data find. If you want to display the collection data, I can just use the collection name dot find. So it's going to return the every documents which are in the mentioned collection name. Now, if I want to delete a collection, delete a document, I can just now I'm going to insert menu. Just say db dot insert organization dot insert insert menu, putting in array name provide and phone number is on this one. And then provide and roll number is this and enter. We got we have added the two collections, two documents, and I'm going to show you the documents which I have added by using find method dot organize. These are the documents in the organization. So how can we like find a document by using some condition? Like if you want to get the roll number 7, so there is 777 and 777. If I want to get only 7 roll number, can just write db dot organization dot find roll number 7. Not like this. db organization find roll number 7. And we got the roll number 7. This is how we can find the by using some condition. Now coming to the delete operation. If I want to delete this 777, so I can just use db dot organization dot delete any not one document the condition with 777 roll number. So I'm just deleted the count, and I'm going to view the display the all collections, all documents which are in the organization data. Send out find is the data. We have deleted 777, and after there is an update for update method. If you I want to update this 777 roll number name to Mohit. So db dot organization dot update meaning of one update one here roll number 77. This is the condition, and now if the condition satisfied, I want to set the name to Mohit. It is Rohit, right? We are going to update it to Mohit by using set keyword. We have to mention the keyword name and value to Mohit. This is how this looks like db.organization data update one. This is the condition roll number 77, and there is another object dollar symbol set. This is used for updating the keyword name Mohit, Rohit to Mohit, name Mohit, updated with some view db.organization dot it's going to Mohit. Before it is Rohit, it is Mohit. So we have practiced the creating the database, deleting the database, and creating the collection, and inserting some documents, and updating the documents, and deleting the documents, and inserting some documents, and, and some conditions. These are basic. We have to know before, like, if you want to, just for a basic project like to-do list by using Munstack, or then sign in or login using Munstack. We have to know this before, and this is the basic. If you are a beginner, don't practice this. Just watch the full tutorial. You will come to know what's the order and how to follow the order. You can also watch some other tutorials this by using this concept. This tutorial is for just know how it is working, like how front end and back end. Now what we do is like I'm going to create an basic, like if the user enter name and his email and password, it's going to just name and mobile number, it's going to update in the MongoDB. So for that I'm using the client software folder. client. CD client is for front end. npm npx create react and create this create react app and client. client. Now we're going to download some node modules npx react app test one. Then npx react app client. So we have two files, one is server and one is client. In the client we are doing front end. In the server we are going to develop the APIs and which we are going to use in the client. And after doing this project, we are going to end this session. And after we are going to discuss about like authentication and authorization. In the meantime, we are going to download some the backend. We are going to download this client. Okay. Getting npm cd client npm run. This is the front end. So in the source we have the JS. For now we are just clearing all this and we will be very quick. Like okay, fine. Now first I'm going to develop the APIs for collecting data from the user and updating it into the MongoDB. So open the server. Now I am going to download some packages like npm install mongos for MongoDB connection and MongoDB operations, and crocs for allowing APIs to, so we can, it's going to allow to use our APIs in, for example, how download the same port number. Now I'm going to write. First of all, we have to connect our database like MongoDB. I have to import mongoose. Mongoose. So I have imported the mongoose, which I have downloaded the package just few seconds before. Now, if I want to connect the MongoDB my database, I am using this mongoose or connect. And in between, I have to give one connection string. This is the cluster I want to connect. Copy connection string. And now I'm going to the database like test one. And using Penny for knowing whether our database is connected or not. Console.log the connected. So you can just see DB connected here. First the port is running on 5000 and it comes here and DB got connected. We are done with our connecting with the database. Now I'm going to create one post API like have dot post user. This is the path for request resource. Request is for getting data and REST for sending data. And keep this as is called by function as asynchronous function. You have to create one schema. Like schema is nothing but structure the data. Clear schema.js and defining the schema here. So mongoose require is to mongoose dot schema. What I have done is I have just imported the Mongoose package, and I am going to use this schema method which is in the Mongoose. Like I'm storing this in user schema. There is a variable like user schema and mongoose.schema. I'm defining the schema like this is how I have to insert the data inside my database. Like name should be I'm defining the type. The name should be string and the mobile number and the number that type number. This is how our data will be inserted in the MongoDB. Uh, I'm just exporting module dot exports equals to mongoose dot model. Okay. Now I have to use the collection name. So I'm just student and this schema variable name. This is the collection name and this is the schema name we have defined. And what we are entering the data is going to goes into the student collection in this user schema in this format. I'm going to use here mobile. The first dot body. So now you can just use let new data equals to new user schema. I have mentioned the user schema which is created before user schema dot using await new data dot save new data. I will explain this later. Let's focus on the code. Try to understand what I'm writing. Then just start send inserted. Here, what when we are passing data from the front end, it's going to stored in request. So we are just destructuring the name and mobile from the request and body. So we can just get the name and mobile, and we are creating a we have mentioned a variable new data. Why? Because it's a new data we are going to set into the new MongoDB. So I have just gave new data and await when we are inserting the data, it may take time. In the meanwhile time, it's going to jump to the understatement, which is new data.save, and it's going to collapse the code like we are not inserting the data and we are saving the data. That's why I'm using await. So it's going to stop until the data is saved. After it's going to go to the next statement. So I have used await. New is an instance like user schema. In the schema, I have mentioned an object name and mobile. Await new data dot save. I'm saving this data, this record. After I'm writing an if condition, if new data return rest or send data inserted. So now I'm going to test this API in my Postman API. User data, data. So now I'm going to the body. I'm selecting JSON, name, common, Raman, no perfect. It's a number. Yes, to the number. This is the post. It's a post method. That's why I'm doing here post. Yes. So I forgot to mention two main app dot use express dot json and app dot use. Equals to require. It's going to make some difference now. And we got the output data inserted. So I'm going to check in my MongoDB database. So refreshing test one, I think. So the users student Rama and the member. Now as mentioned a cross, it's going to before cross I have got an error. After mentioning the cross, it's run well because it's going to allow to use our API in any you can use our API uh, in the John's JSON and so our API is working fine. So now I'm going to build our front end. Source input type text placeholder name, and taking I'm using use state for one is name, update name, set name. Same as t is name, we have to use this in the backend and front end, so there will be no confusion while we are making the API calls. This is a small project, it's okay, but while coming to the complex projects, it will be very confusing if we uh, mobile set mobile state one is for name and one is for number. Number so I'm catching the input which I am entering here, name, which we have discussed in React.js course. Value. If on click add data, create a function here, and when I'm clicking the button, it's going to in the console. We have to get the name and mobile number. Just checking. So we got your name and mobile number. So we are getting the response. So making the API call here by using fetch method. If you want like access, I just put here npm access. This is for API calling. It's going to give the direct JSON format. If we use fetch, we have to convert the response into JSON. But when we're using access, it's going to convert into JSON. So now let's go on. Access not post. Um, this is post request. That's why I'm using post. After testing in the postman, this is the body. Mobile. So this is the API call. This is the API we have developed for user data. I'm giving here name and mobile. This is the request body. Um, mm, uh, is Mina and the random number submit. Data inserted. So inserting MongoDB will got Mina and her mobile number. This is how the data flow will be.